All right, guys, welcome back after that short advert break. We will now look at measures of central tendency. Okay, just a bit of background again. Remember, the mode is the data value or values that occurs the most frequently in a data set. Our median is the middle value of an ordered numerical data set. Okay, and then also important is that our mean is the average of a numerical set. Now let's quickly put all of this into practice. Looking at our first sum here, it says, your class wrote a class test and obtained the marks tabulated on your right. The class test total was 50 marks. So here we can see, for example, the first learner in your class got 17 out of 50, for example. Now it says, use the information in the table provided and answer the question that follow. Right. So the first question, arrange the test score in ascending order. Right, so what does ascending mean? It means from small to big. All right, so let's work with me here and make sure that we include all of these scores. So the first one I would say here is 9. That's the smallest one. All right. After 9, what else do we have here? I would say that will be 14. And again, can you see I'm deleting it so that I can keep track of what I'm doing. Thereafter, I see a 16. Right? Then I see next up is 17, but there's also another 17. So I'm going to list both my 17s there. Then I see there's an 18. Thereafter, okay, before 18, guys, sorry, I think I missed the 15. Can you see here? So the 15, and I'm going to include it here because I'm arranging from small to big. You know that 14, then 15. So 15 I missed. Okay, can you see how important it is to track? Okay, then we are now at, we already listed 18. Then I see a 21. I'm going to list my 21. Okay, thereafter I see a 25. No, sorry, before 25 there's a 22. All right, I scratched 22. Then I should also include 25. All right, after 25, that take us then to 30. Thereafter, we have 33, and then 40, and then last year, it's 45. So looking at this, we can see our range from small to big. So it's 9, 14, 15, 16, 2 17s, 18, 21, 22, 25, 30, 33, 40, and 45. Can you see it's from small to big? Okay, let's look at the next question. Question 1b. Determine the median mark obtained for the test. Remember, what is our median? It's the most middle number. Now, looking at this, we have 15 numbers. So, meaning we're going to have 7 numbers on our left and 7 numbers on our right-hand side, and we're going to have exactly 1 number in the middle. So, therefore, I'm going to look, and I'm going to work with my arranged data set, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one be exactly in the middle. If you look at this, I have 7 numbers on my left-hand side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, so if I look at this, I skipped, 28. I hope you guys picked that up at home. So therefore, 28 must go there. So that will give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so my apology for that. 28 I skipped, but now it's all in order. Okay, so the median mark in this case then will be 21. All right, let's look at our next question. It says, determine the modal mark. Right, so what is the mode again? It's the number that appears the most. Okay, so in this case, looking again at our arranged data set, it makes it easier, right? We can see that 17 is the number that appears the most. So the frequency of 17 is 2. So therefore, our mode will be 17. Guys, I hope that makes sense. All right, let's look at our next question. Right, it says here, calculate the average mark obtained for the test. Remember, we have how many numbers here? 15. So how do I calculate the average mark? I add all the numbers in my data set divided by how many numbers I have in my data set. So basically, I must get the sum total of the data set divided by the number of data I have here. So in this case, so first of all, I can go and say, okay, I know already how many numbers do I have in this set? It's 15. So I'm going to indicate that. How do I get the sum total? I add all of these numbers, right? So I'm going to work vertically by adding, say, 17 plus 16 plus 33 plus 25 plus 21 plus 28 plus 30 plus 9 plus 15 plus 17. I'm going to add 22, my 14, 45, 40, and lastly, my 18. Right, so if I do this, I get a sum total of 350. So therefore, I'm taking 350 and I divide that by 15. So after doing this, I'll get a mean of 23, and again, I'm going to round this time to one decimal place because it gives you 23,333, right, repetitive. So therefore, that will be, or the average mark here will be 23,3, okay, and it's not a percentage because we are calculating the average mark as indicated there. All right, okay, so I also indicated here, guys, you must be able to identify the most appropriate one, meaning measures of central tendency in specific scenarios. Okay, so I hope that is clear. I'll be moving now to question number 2. It says here, Mr. Malambe read an article in the local newspaper that shows the number of males and females working at call centers of a certain company across the country. Study the table below and answer the question that follow. So here we have the center. It's listed from A to J, so that gives us 10 call centers. We have males and females with the number of males and females working at each of these call centers. So the first question, number 2A, explain, giving a reason whether the data in the table above is discrete or continuous. So if we go back to what we've said, okay, this will definitely be discrete data, okay? Why do I say that it's discrete data? If you look at it, because it consists of whole numbers only. Okay, so that is our reasoning behind this. It's discrete data because it consists of whole numbers only. Right, moving now to number B. It says the mean number of call center agents across the country is 86. Calculate the missing value at call center J. It's the mean number of male, right? So we're going to work with the males, right? Okay, so in the previous sum we said, in order to calculate the mean, we take the sum total divided by how many numbers we have, right? So in this case, what will need to happen? If you look, I don't have the number of males for J. That is what I'm looking for. Right, so therefore I'm going to say J plus all the known values. And remember we are working with the males, right? Divided by 10 must be equals to your 86, right? Based on what was given to us. All right, so therefore I don't know what J is. I'm going to add all these numbers together. So I'm going to say basically 95 plus 94 plus 77 plus 72 plus 92 plus 97 plus 73 plus 95 plus 92. That will give me a total, so it will be J plus 787. That's when I added all these known values. Okay, divided by 10 should be equals to 86. We agree on that, right? Remember, we are looking for J. So I'll say J plus 787 equals, all right, 86 multiplied by 10. Guys, we can see the space is limited. Let me quickly just write this closer to this side, and I'll continue here. All right, so now I have J plus 787 must be equals to 86 times 10. So basically I'm saying J plus 787 must be equals to 860. How did I get 860? I said 86 multiplied by 10. Now, remember, I'm solving for J, so I'll say J equals, here I added, so I'm going to say 860 minus 787. Can you see? So I'm getting rid of that 787 as well. So let's type in 860 minus 787, and that will give me a total of 73. So therefore, now we can go and say that the value of J equals 73. Guys, I hope that makes perfect sense. All right. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. Please work every day. See you next time.